And welcome back to the Florida Powerboat Club channel here on YouTube with members of the Florida Powerboat Club and their adventures in the Sunshine State. This time it's in Tampa with the Tampa Bay Poker Run. Stu Jones here reporting all of the highlights on this March of 2019 event, 9 years running now, and we had just recently moved the event from St. Petersburg to downtown Tampa, and it has worked out just great. Just a quick recap now. On our last episode, we had joined a group of about 25 boats as they went out on the Friday Fun Run from downtown Tampa, and we went to the getaway in St. Petersburg. I was on board the Project 1080, which is on about its, I think, third tour of duty. We started running this boat back in January, and this is the third poker run on the FPC calendar for 2019. The boat's looking good and running good, and we're going to be chasing up this pack as we head out through the Seddon Channel here, out into the open waters of Tampa Bay on this beautiful March day. For all of you who missed the previous episode, just backtrack by one show and you'll see all of the highlights of this Friday Fun Run with the Florida Powerboat Club. The Florida Powerboat Club's Poker Run event series and these YouTube episodes are presented by Mercury Racing Wide Open and by offleaseonly.com, the nation's used car destination, along with these leading marine industry sponsors. So let's fast forward to Saturday now, yet another beautiful day as we fly with Tampa Bay Aviation, and today it's going to be fast and furious as this team in the R44 are going to chase down this pack of about 45 powerboats as they run around to checkpoints throughout the Tampa Bay area. Altogether today, our course is going to be just over 100 miles. So let's get started with this introduction of Neil and Cindy Campbell in their 42 Mystic Bodacious 2. They've got a big crew on board today, always a very spirited team, a great looking and a great running Mystic with quad 400R Mercury Verados. This is a very popular boat now with the Florida Powerboat Club. You're going to see a lot of Mystics on these poker runs as the center consoles become more and more popular with the poker run teams. And you can see the Campbells illustrate exactly why. They've got all their friends on board. They don't have to leave anybody back at the dock. They get to bring everybody for a great day. And look at how great this boat runs. A 65-mile-an-hour cruise all day long and plenty faster if you want to push that throttle forward. And we just jumped from a sport class boat to a high performance boat. This big skater belongs to Don Doty. He's got his lady Carol Ann on board. It's a 42 skater with some big 1350s, capable of speeds well over 160 miles per hour. But it looks like he's just got her on cruise control today, enjoying the ride and making sure he gets some great helicopter time. The funny part about it, guys, is if he pushes those throttles now, he's going to lose the helicopter in about 3 seconds flat. I've lost track of how many boats Don has owned since I met him, about 20 years ago in Michigan. Those guys in Michigan love their offshore powerboating, and since I first met him back in Grand Haven in about 2000, he's owned several boats, including Bajas and a bunch of go-fast boats, including 2 skaters now. But he can only drive one today, so he brought his big 42 that's called 1 Year Skater. And I guess I better ask Don next time I see him what exactly that team name means, because it must have some significance. Looking good now as he pushes the throttles further, gets that rooster tail going. I think he's going to pick the speed up here and put on a little show as he gets up alongside the helicopter. The boat is maintained by Pete Waller from Georgia. And we welcome back our sponsors, Boats Direct USA, makers of Deep Impact and Blackwater. Mark and Eileen Fisher on board today with this 36 Deep Impact, triple 350 horse Verados. They've got all their friends on board today, and it's unusual to see them in a 36 because they spent a lot of time in their new 399 model. They built several of them now, but somehow this 36 was kicking around, and they said, hey, let's bring this little 36 around and give her a little run today. And I know that this boat was sold right away after this event. These boats move fast from the Boats Direct inventory. Just a week after the Tampa Bay run, they were on site at the Palm Beach Boat Show, and they do attend a number of the major boat shows, including Fort Lauderdale and Miami as well. Congratulations to Deep Impact for building such a great line of performance boats in Miami. It's been just 6 years since Mark Fisher took over the Deep Impact and Blackwater lines, and it's amazing what he's done with this line in that short period of time. Now let's welcome Jimmy Wright all the way from Maryland. He's come a long way to attend this run in this 36-foot concept. I actually visited Baltimore with my son Maxwell, and we got a chance to get out and do a little local boating, and that's where we ran into Jimmy at a restaurant in the Maryland area, Baltimore actually, and he said he always wanted to do a poker run, so here he is enjoying this beautiful day here in March on the Tampa Bay Poker Run. And I want to mention that Concept Boats from Miami has become more involved with the Florida Powerboat Club. They sponsored Key West Poker Run in 2018 and again in 2019, where they showcased their newest Concept 4400 center console models. And if it's real this time, then don't let me go home. Say goodnight. Now let's welcome Chris and Kimberly Erickson from the Sarasota area. In fact, they are from Erickson Marine, which is the Nortec dealer, and that's why they've got this new 34 Nortec center console with triple Mercury 350 Verados. So we see them on all the boat shows, but nice to see them out now enjoying a poker run with the Florida Powerboat Club. And I want to thank Chris and the team for helping me out with Project 1080. I stopped by, I stayed in a hotel actually near their shop the night before we arrived in Tampa. I needed a few repairs done to Project 1080, and they said, come on over and check out our new rigging shop. So I went over, and they were able to help me out with some quick repairs on the Project 1080. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that. And you guys got to check out their shop. It really is beautiful. They're located in Sarasota, Bradenton area, right near the airport, a marine dealership that was started by Chris's father, Bill Erickson, several years ago. Now let's welcome for their very first time on a Florida Powerboat Club event, Keith and Patricia Stansel, also from the Sarasota area in this 34-foot Nortec center console. They're customers with Erickson Marine, so that's why they decided to join us. He is ex-military, as I recall, and really was a very spirited guy. In fact, the whole team was very spirited. You can see they're having fun on their first Florida Powerboat Club adventure here. A great gang to have on the event. We can't wait to see these guys again to join us here in Tampa. Altogether, 3 Nortecs represented here on the Tampa Run, all 34 center consoles. Obviously, a very, very popular model for the Nortec high performance line. Now let's say hi to Jeff Mowry, all the way from Massachusetts, with his 36-foot concept Team Gladiator. And what catches my eye is the twin Suzuki 350s. I think it's the only boat in the club that has a pair of Suzuki outboards. I'm just curious, Jeff, I wonder how those motors run. But very similar to the other boat we just saw earlier, to have 2 36 concepts on the run. I think that's also a first. We usually have the big 44s, but to have 2 36s is kind of unique, and it looks like they're running just great. Okay, so here's a part of the sequence that worked out really well. We asked everybody to stop before the Sunshine Skyway and just mill around and wait for all of the boats to gather up. The idea of this was to stage that money shot going through the Sunshine Skyway, and it worked out just great. And the reason that we're sitting around right now is we're waiting for that official chase boat. That's right, Project 1080. I joke about it now. I used to call it the pace boat, but really it's the chase boat because I'm always leaving last. I've kind of made it my mission to chase the group up in case there's any incidents and be able to respond. Of course, we do have safety management on the course with fire rescue paramedics on volunteer boats. But when I'm following up the pack, it just makes it easier for me to know what's going on and be able to assist anybody that's had any problems. And that seems to work out well for me. But I do appreciate that everybody stopped and waited for me to catch up. That gave me the opportunity to jump ahead and clear the area underneath the bridge, because there's a lot of people fishing, and you know, it's a Saturday morning in March, and there's a few boats that are scattered in and around the bridge area, and it's important for us to get those boats cleared of the area, because let's face it, we're bringing about 45 power boats through on plane, and we just want to have a safe outcome there. So this worked out well for me. I was able to get up into that area, get everybody up and running. No incidents occurred. And here's what we managed to come up with. Our money shot once again. I wasn't too happy with the placement of the helicopter. He should have been much, much closer to the bridge and a little bit higher, but he thought this was where he needed to be. Not bad, still kind of turned out pretty good. I think that doing these kind of money shots really makes for great photography for the club magazine, the website, and of course our YouTube channel. This is the kind of stuff that just really makes it fun when you're staging these events. If you can come out of the event with a few cool shots like this, it just makes it all worth the while. And illustrating that big trend towards outboard cats is Matt Borsina from New York in this 36-foot right performance. It's MC Electrical Contracting. He also calls it Team Low C. His last boat was a 28 skater, outboard skater, and he kind of got jostled around in that boat. You know, it's not that big and super light. It bounces around quite a bit. And I think he decided he wanted something just a little bigger, a little more weight, a little more beam, and this 38 right performance was the perfect answer. He seems to be enjoying the boat. He's done a lot of poker runs with it, and he's always got those throttles pushed hard and got the boat aired out, running nice. So congratulations with the new boat, Matt. Hope you're enjoying it. Now let's welcome George Takula, who's all the way from Europe. He's actually from Sweden, but he's got a bunch of friends on board from various European countries. Ika from Finland, Tron from Norway, and Olaf from Sweden. So it's a boys' trip for these guys. They missed the Miami Boat Show Poker Run and decided that Tampa would be a great alternative. And George commented that he thought Tampa Bay was a little too calm for him. He's used to running the really rough water in European poker runs that they do in the big seas. This is a Predator 447 with Mercury Racing 1350s. And let's say hi once again to our seasoned Florida Powerboat Club veteran, George Ariano, with his wife Ann on board their 35-foot DCB powered by Mercury Racing 700s. Seem to be managing this light chop really well. He's got two other boats registered, also the Phantom race boat as well as this 36-foot Sensation. So he's got a big crew here. They really enjoy the Tampa Bay Poker Run. They come back every year. So thanks for your continued support, George. And I know we're going to see you on the next one. And it looks like we are arriving at checkpoint number 2. This is Egmont Key. It has been a popular checkpoint for us, and that's because it's easy to just put a boat on anchor and just do the cards right off the beach here. I want to thank Tommy with his 35 Contender. Has been supporting us here for a number of years as a support boat. He's got medics on board too, so they're St. Petersburg Fire Department dive rescue paramedics. And we also got Marissa on board earlier in the day, and they headed out here before the poker run actually started, so they could not only be a safety boat but also be a card checkpoint boat. So Marissa is doing her duties as handing off the poker cards as the teams pull up one by one. We nestled the boat up towards the beach here where it wasn't too rough. That's what's nice about Egmont Key. It's got kind of a beach all the way around the island, and depending on which way the wind is going, there's little areas where you can anchor and be in protected waters. That makes this a very popular area for boaters on weekends. They gather up here in the hundreds on a busy weekend. But you can see it's a very festive spirit, especially like teams like Neil and Cindy Campbell and their girls all out on the bow of the boat getting the cards. This is the kind of stuff I love, you know, just doing the poker card exchange, and everybody gets out on the front of the boat, and the girls are in their bikinis and the guys have got their cameras out. But I do want to say that a number of boats did not make the checkpoint, and I think that that's just because some guys just don't take the time to find it. And I know you guys that are in the high performance boats that really want to run and you know, get up to speed, well, you still could take the time to at least try to locate the checkpoint. That's what we're here to do. We're here to have fun. It's not a race, and nobody's going to be setting any speed records, and certainly nobody's getting any prizes for having the fastest boat. So I think a little more effort on the part of those front runners. All it takes is one guy to decide he can't find the checkpoint, and then he takes off in another direction heading for the lunch stop, and 6 or 7 or 8 boats follow, and that's exactly what happened. So just a little ball busting out there, guys. I think when we do these poker runs, you know, you really got to make the effort to find the checkpoint. It's there. We're here to do poker cards, so we're here to have fun, and this is an opportunity for us to get some great video. And so far I didn't get any videos or pictures of any of your boats because you're not here. So think about it, guys, on these poker runs. Let's make the effort to get to the checkpoints, get the card, and that way we can all play poker at the end of the day and have an equal chance at winning those prizes. But a beautiful day, though, as we just see here how great the conditions are. You know, we're in the middle of March, and the bikinis are out. The suntan lotion is on, and just enjoying a perfect day. Not a cloud in the sky. I think that we've really been lucky here in the Tampa Bay area with weather. I can only think of maybe one year that we had really, really crappy weather about 3 or 4 years earlier. But for the most part, we've just been very lucky with this event. Of course, we're moving it to April for 2020, and the reason is that we have so much trouble getting our dates in March. Tampa's a very, very busy tourism destination. Okay, enough about tourism. Jason and Christy Strauss, thank you for bringing such a wonderful crew to the poker run. This is why we like poker runs, guys. I don't know, I'm just saying. But a great boat too. Statement here, built locally. I'd like to see more statements on this run. Let's face it, guys. This is a local brand built right here in St. Petersburg. They build about 20 plus boats a year. A lot of them are based right here in the Tampa, St. Pete area. We would love to see more statements on this Tampa Bay Poker Run. And now let's welcome back veterans here on this poker run, Greg and Raquel Tolson. It's usually just Greg Tolson. His wife doesn't go on that many of the runs, but happy to see her on board. They were joined by their neighbors Michael and Julie Long, along with their friend Alex, who has attended a number of these poker runs. Their 4-year-old daughter and their aunt watch from the docks, but she tells her teacher she wants to drive boats when she grows up. So Greg considers himself to be a lucky dad. He's also a very seasoned captain because he's taken this boat on so many poker runs, and I always tell the story about how he took this boat all the way to Havana, Cuba in 8-foot seas. Gotta say, those guys were troopers on that one. So good to have you back, Greg. I know you're here in your own backyard. It's important to us that we keep seeing you on these events, and we thank you for your continued support. And I know that you're looking for another boat, guys. This one, I think Greg tells me is for sale because he wants to get a bigger boat, but this is a great run in 32 sensation. And another shot of this nice 36 Deep Impact, Mark and Eileen Fisher, who are longtime supporters of the club and been sponsors for many poker runs, but a series sponsor, which that means that they support the club throughout the year and have good representation on every event. And just a side note to all you other boat dealers and manufacturers, you build relationships by being here on these club events. The Fishers have done that for years. They've turned those relationships into boat sales and customers, and you other dealers and manufacturers can do the same thing. All you got to do is show up. And now let's welcome for his very first poker run with the club, Brian Tessier from Pittsburgh, who keeps this cigarette in Sarasota for the winter months. Very first run with the club with this 30-foot cigarette Mystique, pair of 502s with Whipple superchargers. Says he just bought the boat recently. It was all redone, new engines, new interior, and it looks to me like a brand new boat from where I'm sitting. He says he finally got his first cigarette. He found the Florida Powerboat Club through all of our YouTube videos and said, good job on the videos, by the way, guys. But very happy to be here. Loves being out in the sun with the engines roaring, and just really overwhelmed by this event. So nice to have you, Brian, on your first poker run with Florida Powerboat Club. The boat looks great. Hope you guys had fun, and hope you can get back on our next one. Well, we've already seen a bunch of these teams here as we head back towards the next checkpoint, so let's crank the music up and enjoy the scenery on the Tampa Bay Poker Run. And here's another local team that keeps coming back every year, Sean and Channing MacArthur from the St. Pete area. Team Dream Hunter. She's a 36-foot Blackwater with Mercury Racing 350 Verados. And another one of those boats built by Boats Direct USA, the sister company to Deep Impact. And the Blackwater line has come a long way since. But they're enjoying their boat. They seem to really get a lot of use out of it. They've done a lot of poker runs here with us. They've got their friends Ed and Jackie Rachel on board with them today, other club members who own a Nortec, but they're just all riding together and enjoying the day. And here's another team that are first-timers here on the Tampa Run, Michael and Lori Smith in their 2018 41-foot cigarette GTR Reserve, powered by Mercury Racing 400Rs, a set of 4 of them, all painted white to match the boat. Very, very sexy cigarette, I've got to say. But they had a great time here on this event. They love going to the Florida Powerboat Club runs, and they came back for the simple reason that FPC always puts on a fun event. Well, we appreciate that, guys. Congratulations to them for winning Best Center Console here on the Tampa Bay Run. And what do they like about boating? Well, meeting new friends and enjoying new places. All the way from Naples, Florida, they're also joined by their friends Rich and Gigi Arnold. And, of course, the now world-famous Project 1080 cigarette. Well, I like to think it's world-famous. It certainly has got a great following on YouTube, that's for sure. But today, very special guests. We've got, well, first of all, my son Maxwell, having some good dad and son time. But our guests on board today are Craig and Paula Ackerman from Georgia. They had a 29-foot formula registered for the run, and they had trouble getting the boat down and ready for the event. So I said, hey, come on and ride with me. So that worked out great. They are waiting for the delivery of their brand new 34-foot MTI that they ordered from the factory. I think they took delivery in like early summer, and their first poker run would be the Emerald Coast Poker Run. But in the meantime, they were able to jump on board with me on the cigarette and go have a fun day. And we really did have a good time. And this official chase boat thing works out fine for me because it just kind of lets me chill at the back of the pack and follow the group as they head to the next checkpoint, and that worked out great. And let's say hi to another local team, Jason and Christy Strauss. We saw them earlier at the card checkpoint with those sexy ladies up front getting their cards. Black boats matter. That's right. This is an all-black statement. The very popular 38 model with triple Mercury 350 Verados. And there certainly has been a trend towards more black boats in the Florida Powerboat Club. Of course, Team Black Diamond started that whole ball rolling. But this one's black on the outside, but at least it's tan and white on the inside, so it's going to be easy on the feet and the butt when you sit down in those seats. But nice to have you guys back with us again, and I hope you're having fun. And we told you earlier there were 3 Nortecs. This is the third. It's a 34 center console. Daniel and Lana Dickert in Team Lady Lana. They've done a lot of events with the club in Fort Myers, Tampa, and they even joined us this summer for the Bahamas Poker Run all the way to Nassau and Exuma. Boats running great. They've got a full crew. That's why they love their 34, because they can bring all their friends. They're from Cross City, Florida, which is actually north of Tampa, a very small town along Route 19 up towards the Big Bend.
Aren't you tired trying to fill that void? Or do you need more? Ain't it hard keeping it so hardcore? I'm falling. In all the good times I find myself longing for change. And in the bad times I feel myself
As we closed in on noon, we made our way into St. Petersburg through this residential area and found our way into IGY Maximo Marina, which is really a first-class marine facility. And it just so happens that there's another getaway here, a new getaway restaurant, much larger and very well suited to our large group. But what's really impressive was the marina where the getaway is based. This IGY Marina, Maximo as we call it, was recently redone. And IGY is a huge, like an international marina chain that owns about 20 marinas across the continent, throughout United States, the Caribbean. They're also in Latin America. They've even got a couple of marinas in the Mediterranean. But they have a particular management style. They do everything first class. You can see from these aerials, all floating dock marina. 212 slips here at this facility. A lot of them are, for large yachts. They can even equip mega yachts here up to 110 feet, 30 amp, 50 amp, 100 amp. So it's really a full service marina where you can keep your boat. And what's truly unique is these covered slips. You don't see that very often in Florida, but that's a real bonus. You want to keep your boat protected from the elements. I'd say close to half of the slips here are under full cover. And I asked them about the rates, and very reasonable. They've got rates starting at well under $1,000 a month to keep your boat here. So I thought that was pretty impressive. They've also got fuel, and I really want to thank the team there. Bert Fowles helped us set it up. He's the regional director for IGY. But on property, we had Joe Burgess and Lee Hicks and their crew. They really rolled out the red carpet to us. You can't do poker runs without having facilities like this. And to have a big poker run with 40 or 50 boats, to be able to just come in and there's guys running up and down the docks telling you where you can park your boat, and it's a floating slip marina. You just 2 or 3 lines, boom, you're done. You're walking down the dock and heading for lunch. So I think that this really added a new element to the Tampa Bay Poker Run. I'd like to return here again next year because, you really can't beat this kind of a facility for having a nice lunch stop. And, of course, all the other boaters in the area thought it was pretty cool to see the powerboats come in. And that makes it really a win-win for everybody. So the lunch here was fabulous. The staff at the getaway did a great job serving us all. Very friendly, warm reception from everyone. That's really what makes this Tampa Bay Poker Run and a lot of our events really that much more enjoyable when you have a good partners on both the marina and all the catering. That works really well. So I'm sure everyone would agree this was a great stopover, and the day was just beautiful and gave us a great opportunity for all these great pictures. And want to thank both the restaurant and the marina staff for making us really feel welcome here. And after a great lunch, it's back on the water, heading now to the next checkpoint. We're going to be just heading north in Tampa Bay after we leave this part of St. Petersburg and heading to the Vinoy Basin next. But it's going to be a nice ride, about a 15-mile ride through these nice calm waters. And riding aboard now with Team Midnight Express, our cameraman Joe has now parked the helicopter. Thanks to Tampa Aviation for a great morning of flying. But we're going to ride on board now and give our viewers a chance to see what it's like to be in a boat and doing the poker run. And no better platform than this big Midnight Express 43 with Mercury Racing 400Rs. Well, combining the idle speed with the fast-paced running, it was about a 30-minute ride from the lunch stop to where we are now, which is the Vinoy Basin. You can see the Renaissance Vinoy in the background, obviously a landmark resort hotel where we used to headquarter this event years ago. Here's Joe on board with the Midnight Express 43. getting some good video as we now do a card handoff. Once again, it's boat to boat, and there's Marissa one more time handing off from that contender as the boats pull up one by one. But it's very calm, protected basin, so it's easy to do this boat to boat handoff. No issues, no fender benders, and we've got a lot of help on board just to make sure that doesn't happen. And here's a nice shot of Donald Patterson and his crew on board their 38-foot fountain. Team Let's Hook Up. First time we've seen them today on the run. Looks like they're having a great ride.
Tell me you need me, tell me you want me, tell me you keep me, tell me you love me, yeah. Just tell me you love me, yeah.
And another team we're seeing here for the first time, Matt Wilson from Georgia and his 32-foot Sea Fox. Team domesticated? Not really. And I mentioned earlier that there were 3 concepts on the run. Well, this is the mothership, Noel and Gretchen Speranza from Florida, in their 4400 concept, which has attended numerous poker runs with the club, twice to the Bahamas in recent years. It was nice to cruise past the Vinoy. It brought back a lot of memories of the earlier days when we started the event here, but obviously we outgrew this facility, and our new home in downtown Tampa has been working out just great.
Tell me you need me, tell me you want me, tell me you keep me, tell me you love me, yeah. Just tell me you love me, yeah. Tell me you need me, tell me you want me, tell me you keep me, tell me you love me, yeah. Just tell me you love me, yeah.
And we've got one more card stop to make before we get back to home port here at Tampa Harbor Yacht Club. This is, again, a popular stopover for us. We often stop and enjoy lunch here at Hula Bay, but not this time. They've got some damaged docks from a recent storm. Raven here on the dock handing out the poker cards. FPC Adam on board helping her out as the boats pull up here to the floating dock one by one to get their 4th poker card. And, of course, they're going to play their 5th card tonight at the big party, which is going to be at Jackson's Bistro in downtown Tampa. Just continuing on then with this beautiful day as we head now back into downtown Tampa, wrapping up a great poker run, about a 100-mile course, altogether 4 checkpoints. And our big party tonight, the awards dinner party at Jackson's Bistro, which is right across the waterway from the Tampa Convention Center where most of the boats are docked. Our lovely ladies, Raven and Marissa, greeted our guests, got them wristbanded for this dinner party. And Jackson's Bistro did a great job for us. Again, they gave us our own patio, our own private area where we could, play our poker cards. We had a whole bar to ourselves, great food. They always put on a great spread here for us. And, we've been back many times, but I think they just keep bringing it up a notch every time we come. So I want to thank the crew at Jackson's Bistro, and a chance to display all of the awards that we're going to give away for the night. Of course, everyone got a chance to play out their poker cards, and if they wanted to buy extra hands, they could. I think we charged just $50 for an extra hand, and we had a lot of nice prizes to give out. Of course, a lot of President's Choice Awards and Sponsor Appreciation Awards to hand out tonight as well, and that's what really makes it a festive evening for everybody. Chance to compete a little, hope that Lady Luck is on their side to pull that top hand. And as the teams played out their poker cards, of course, we had the video from yesterday and the Saturday run from the aerials up on the big screen so everyone could enjoy that and see their beautiful boats running from earlier in the day. And of course, we kicked off our presentations with having Mark and Eileen up, accepting their Sponsor Appreciation Awards for both Boats Direct USA, which is the makers of Deep Impact and Blackwater. Of course, their very successful car dealership, off lease only, the nation's used car destination. Eric Laser and then wife Maggie from Midnight Express Boats joined us for their sponsor presentation. I got a little love from our little doggy. I don't know what kind of dog that is, but sure is cute. But thanks to Midnight Express for their great support all year long. They build fabulous center console boats and are great supporters of the club. And Chris and Kimberly Erickson again from Erickson Marine accepted on behalf of Nortec High Performance Boats, one of our 2019 series sponsors. And special thanks to Tom Wall from TD Wall, Sport Chassis Dealers, who are now back for their second year in a row here at the Tampa Bay Poker Run. And congratulations to Frank and Grazia Bolti, all the way from France. They came to attend with their 44-foot MTI, and that won them the Best Catamaran Award. And it's nice to have Michael and Lori Smith from Naples, Florida, back on the Poker Run circuit. They won Best Center Console for their brand new Cigarette 41 GTR Reserve. And my favorite presentation at every Poker Run is the sexiest crew, and that went to Team Bodacious 2, Neil and Cindy Campbell, and all of their lovely ladies who looked great in bikinis, and they looked even better in their beautiful evening gowns here for tonight's party. What a sexy crew, and what a great team, very spirited team that are fun on every Poker Run. And with all of the poker cards drawn, congratulations to our winners. Second place went to Jeff Mowry from Massachusetts in its 36-foot concept Team Gladiator. It was his second time here on the Tampa Bay Run. And the grand prize with the best poker hand went to George Takula, who came all the way from Sweden with his 44 Predator 447 powered by Mercury Racing 1350s. And it goes without saying that coming all the way from Sweden, I think George Takula would be also eligible for the farthest traveled award on almost every poker run he attends with the Florida Powerboat Club. That's a wrap for our 9th annual Tampa Bay Poker Run, and we do have great news that the 2020 edition will move to new dates, April the 16th to the 19th, once again from downtown Tampa with accommodations at the Tampa Marriott and the Westin Tampa Waterside. We have the entire Tampa Convention Center docks lined up for our event, so plenty of docking, and start planning ahead, guys, because we want to fill up this event and have another great celebration for our 10th annual Tampa Bay Poker Run. For our next episode here on YouTube, we are going to feature the Midnight Express Owners Rendezvous from Bimini, episode number 2. Episode 1 came out a little while back. It had tremendous viewing. Last time I checked, about 170,000 views on YouTube. So we're going to promise a great episode number 2 as we capture these Midnight Express owners heading from Miami to Bimini for a weekend of powerboating in paradise. Remember to watch us on YouTube. You can subscribe to the channel, Florida Powerboat Club, and make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get updates by email every time a new episode comes out. You can follow us on Facebook and on Instagram, and of course you can check out all of our details about membership and upcoming events on the club website at flpowerboat.com. This is Stu Jones. Thanks for watching. Be safe out there, guys, on the waterways. Respect your fellow boater, and please always wear your life jackets. Bye for now. The Florida Powerboat Club's Poker Run event series and these YouTube episodes are presented by Mercury Racing Wide Open and by OffLeaseOnly.com, the nation's used car destination, along with these leading marine industry sponsors.